Hello, my beautiful Solar family. How are you all doing? Welcome to your own channel, whose name is Divine Connections 99, and my name is Varnika. So, thank you so much again, guys, for joining me. And today, again, we'll be talking about coping skills. So, while talking about traumas, triggers, and all those kind of things, now I'm making coping skills videos in between. While I'll be, again, talking about these topics in depth, is because this is my personal experience and this is from my personal painful experience. My lesson learned is that whenever I used to go to a psychologist or something, they used to ask me these questions, and literally it was like, I used to feel like I did tell one of my psychologists, it feels like you have opened all my wounds and now I don't know how to close them. It's all like, I can see pain, I can see the blood coming out, I can see the air passing through. I just don't have any idea what to do about it. So if you don't equip me with any technique in the meanwhile, where I have a next session with you, or where I have some gap in between things, I just cannot understand how to survive. How do I even exist? Like, because I just believe on you right now. So the psychologist as well, they understood the things. And, that's when, we came up with an idea that, we'll be again in between, talk about the coping skills as well. But honestly, guys, this has really, really helped me. And this is out of my immense love for you guys that, I share all those things as I am actually doing things in my life. And I hope so that, you guys can implement the similar kind of thought pattern or similar kind of processes in your life, so that it can benefit it in in the exact same way how it is benefiting me right now. So guys, now we'll be talking about another coping skill, which is called as challenging irrational thoughts. So basically what happens is that in our last videos we have talked about how unhelpful thought processes are there in our heads, and we are actually going to challenge them. The reason we are doing everything right at the thought level basis is, it's just imagine like planting seeds in your head, the fertile soil of your head. So if you treat the seeds properly right at this stage, the thoughts actually is actually the seeds, right? It's equivalent to seeds. So if you treat those thoughts come seeds right at early stage, it would be beneficial that you will have a healthy tree. You will have actually beautiful life path or neuron pathways where your thought processes will be positive. But if you actually treat this all, after having so much, bundle of, jungle of thoughts in your head, or, that seeds which just don't know how to grow and they're full of like insecticides, and then, you have to treat them with pesticides. The trees are grown and the fruits are also having those insects and they're just not edible anymore. So that is going to be the worst situation where you will actually perform your healing. And that is the reason why I am stressing more upon thoughts. And I know that, there have been previous thoughts in your head which still needs treating, which still needs healing, but it is okay. The life is a journey. Those will go, and those will also keep detoxing. When you actually form this new pathway in your head, new neurons will be developed where you have new ways to actually deal with the anxiety. So now let's talk about challenging your irrational thoughts. So basically anxiety can actually magnify all those irrational thoughts in your head. Let's take an example. In India, normally they say that, I've heard, most of the country they say, ladies cannot drive. And this is like, it's a very worst thing you can actually put as a thought in any lady's mind. Because, it's not good that, as an example, there was somebody in my relationship and they had an accident. And that lady, I asked her that, okay, fine, you had a little accident where, your car bumped into the another one. However, your speed was also very low, and it's okay, it can happen with anyone. So what are you going to do next? And she said, I'm never going to drive again. And I said, why? And she said, I think I'm going to get killed. So, this is what happens. The anxiety makes these thoughts in your head. And I'm like, why do you think that you're going to get killed? And then she said, because I just, I feel like everybody told me not to drive. I went against them, their will, and still I, was very stubborn that I'm going to drive. I will show you this. And look at that, I have driven that, so unconsciously that, I bumped into another car. And that's when, I'm like, okay, all right. That time, I did not say anything, but it gave me a very good example to reflect upon what happens when anxiety. Because if that time, I would have given her the whole, lecture that don't do this, don't do that, she wouldn't be agreeing to that because she was so much into her anxiety zone. So, when you detach yourself from those thought processes, that's when, you are able to realize that you have to put your thoughts on a trial. Just like, in a court, you put any case on trial, exactly same thing you're going to do with your thought processes. You're going to actually gather some evidence regarding, what is the fact related to it and what is actually a feeling related to it. So this, what she was telling me, was just a feeling related to it, which was making her more and more anxious. The more she sees a car, the more she's getting anxious. Because I told her clearly that day, if you have to die, you will die in the, next seat of the driver's seat as well. I mean, it is like, you can't stop it. So, but then, it's really hard to sometimes understand those things when you're in such an anxious zone. So, let's talk more about this example. So if you are like, thinking those thought process as if like, you are living that example and this is happening with you. So what will happen is that, you will filter out what is evidence and what is actually the feeling. There was the whole feeling bundle given to her where, people had been manipulating her, telling her women can't drive, you can't do this, you can't do that, and then all those stuff. Those were feelings evidence. What is the fact? That, maybe she did not have proper knowledge, maybe she did not have proper training, or maybe she went in so many like, office hours or the hours where there were very busy roads or something, and that's why, she bumped into it, though nothing actually bad happened. So you have to always question yourself, this thing, that is my thought actually based on facts or the feelings, right? And that's how you can make a proper decision then. And then how would I actually explain it to my best friend to see this situation? Honestly, if we have to explain it to our best friend, I will not tell her not to drive. Because if you come to a foreign land or a foreign country, like me, I'm living in like, Tasmania. It's like full of mountains, like, it's like hard for you. We don't even have a public transport properly here. Like, you can't survive, you can't go to your job, you can't even work properly if you don't know how to drive. It's really hard for you. The first thing normally people do is just, save up some money and actually get a car, because that's the main tool you will need to go and commute to your workplace, so that actually you can go and do some work and, earn money. So like, it's really impossible for you to do it if you feel that way, that, I just cannot, I'll die, and all those thought processes. How many times are you going to take favor from someone, right? So then you think that how likely is that my fear will come true. In this case, maybe once, maybe, if you drive really fast, you can take some precautions. You can drive in a normally here the right lane is fast lane, left lane is slow one. You can drive in the left lane, you can drive on a less speed over there, you can be very conscious about things, you can still, practice and more practice, and that will make you a perfect person, right? Then what is most likely that incident will happen to you only? So this is next question. So the likelihood is maybe no, maybe yes. So if it is a maybe yes and a maybe no question, it is like anything in life. Like, I think, the danger starts as soon as you step outside your house. If something has to happen, it will happen to you. Nobody can stop it. So don't even go into that zone and, be into that fearful zone. Next question you have to ask your mind is that if my fear comes true, will it still matter in a week, a month, a year? Give yourself some time duration. Maybe, this fear, let's give myself 1 year. I will try and drive it and see what happens. If, something happens good, that's okay. If something bad happens, that's okay as well. We will do some remedial actions according to whatever is happening there and then. So guys, what happens in this scenario is then you are able to actually disconnect yourself from that anxious zone where your anxiety was making the fears bigger and bigger for you. All right. So in the hope of that you guys will learn from it, in the hope of that you guys are noting down all those things and implementing in your life, I'll still make more videos, and I would love to see you guys in my next video. So take care of yourself, my beautiful soul group family. I really love you all, each one of you, and I'm so proud of you all to do such an amazing work on your spiritual journey. Take care. Bye for now. Thank you for your time and support, my Soul Group family. If you want to continue support my work, then please like, subscribe and share for the latest upcoming videos. If you want to book a session with me, then please email divineconnections99@gmail.com. Other than that, I will see you in my next video. Love you. Bye.